Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TIO Stadium for this elimination final between Waratah and Buffaloes, getting underway in just a few minutes' time. Before we do, though, AFL NT and the Northern Territory Football League would like to take this time to thank their premier partners, TIO, Northern Territory Government and the Australian Government. We'd also like to acknowledge our NTFL sponsors and partners in Kazani's Palmerston Club, Carlton and United Breweries, Impex, Coca-Cola, Towards Zero, Intersport, No More, Bridge Toyota, Sharon, and thanks to our media partners, 7 News Darwin, NT News, Mix 104.9, Hot 100, Pick Digital and NITV. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, why not grab a final series pass? This means you'll gain access to all the finals around the grounds in Darwin, including the TIO NTFL Grand Final. Once again, play getting underway very shortly in this elimination final. It is Waratah up against Darwin Buffaloes.
Thanks, Novanka. Yes, terrific to be here at TIO Stadium this afternoon. Finals football. It's finally arrived here for season 2020-2021, and we're thoroughly ready for it. Looking forward to this big game between the Darwin Buffaloes and the Waratah Football Club. Last time, of course, they played, the Darwin Buffaloes ran out winners 2 weeks ago. Perhaps surprisingly, they had no one on the bench at the end of the game, but they were super good in a very wet game of football. Waratah would have been somewhat disappointed, but it's almost irrelevant because the teams are different. Each team has got some senior players back, Abe Ankers in particular for Waratahs, and Matt Campbell are notable for the Darwin Buffaloes. Welcome to our broadcast today. My name is Dominic McCormack and I'm being joined by Nick O'Reilly and also Heidi Thompson this afternoon as we just see the coin toss. And the Buffaloes have won that through their captain in Jared Stokes, and they'll be kicking to the airport end in the first quarter. How are you, Heidi?
Yeah, great, Dom. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. And as you can tell, looking forward to finals footy.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing matchup. Elimination final, everything on the line. So it means that they're going to leave nothing out there. It'll be an absolutely amazing contest.
Yeah, should be very good. We see both teams just going through their warm-ups at the moment, and ground looking good. Very warm afternoon this afternoon. It's one of the few days where it has not rained as yet. About 32 degrees, but that feel-like temperature, almost 35 here this afternoon. Not too much wind, and we can see that from the flags on the other side of TIO Stadium. So one would say almost perfect conditions. And if I hark back to 80s football at Gardens Oval, this is almost traditional finals football. The games would start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, always with no lights. So you had to have it done by 6:30.
Yep.
Here we are. Beautiful conditions. TIO Stadium looking magnificent. See Waratahs just going through their final stages there. Darwin in a huddle at the other end. Who do you like this afternoon, Heidi?
Oh, so I think it's going to be a tough one. I think both teams are in some pretty good form. Leading into this game here, I would have probably backed Tars in the way of the form that they've been showing over the last couple of weeks, but they've had a couple of losses that I didn't expect. So who knows? It's finals footy. You got two brand new teams, like you say, players coming in like Abe Ankers and Matty Campbell, but there's some players that played really well the last couple of weeks for both teams who are playing today, who they're going to get a fair bit out of. Arnold, we liked a fair bit with Waratahs, another big guy. Archard from the Darwin Buffaloes, and then Godden, some players in there. Brody Foster as well. Super Cooper from the Buffs. I think there's some players there that will really provide plenty today.
Nick, it's a no excuses afternoon, isn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really expecting a pretty heated battle, like as we said. Everyone will be wanting to win this one, obviously, with the elimination final. And Darwin Buffaloes, some notable outs from a few weeks ago. I think the game we covered, Dom, with with, who was it? Young Hagan, Michael Hagan. And of course, Coombs. Doing his knee quite bad in the end, actually. So they're two big outs, but I'm still wrestling with. I think the Buffaloes will just get over the line. And I don't think Waratah really like playing on this big deck here at TIO, so it'll be interesting to see how they go this afternoon.
It is a different brand of footy, you're right, Nick, being that it is a much bigger ground compared to Gardens, where the Tars boys probably play a fair bit of their football and a lot of their training as well. It'll test out their fitness, but also using the width of the ground as well.
And congratulations to Matthew Blake this afternoon. Matthew Blake, 100 games for Waratahs. We're underway here in the elimination final. Westerberg beaten forward on that occasion by Archard. Over the ball, Stokes, and he will take the first free kick for the Darwin Buffaloes. Was straight in there. Tackle was poor by Mitch O'Donnell. Oh, missed kick there. Collinson hard at it. Had a good game the last time these two teams matched up. O'Donnell now on the wing. Gathered, kick long. Underneath it. Good mark taken there for Tars. Alexander Maloney plays on quickly. Ball, goal square. Try to tap it back. Is it in? No, it's not. It's still in the field of play. Good chain of handballs. Great smother. The kick there from William Collis, ineffective. Buffaloes to run the footy out. Stokes a good handball across there to Max Kennedy. Now away and cut off there for Tars by Mosquito.
So Mosquito's centre wing on the outer side, heads inboard into the middle of the ground. It's a nice looking kick. Finds Robbie Turnbull, moves it on quickly. He's got players on. Screaming in there is Will Collis. Just overruns it, gets a handball away. Nice tackle coming over the back from Seaton Smith, but he's given away the free kick.
In the back, the call, Nick.
Yeah, it was there. And Waratah will have a first shot on goal. It was a good build-up by them through John Simpson. As we have a look at the Waratah bench, just having a nice little yarn. Just a minute and a half into the game. Heidi?
So Simpson lining up, slight angle, about 30 metres out.
There's Simpson, that man. It's into a little trot now. Sticks it on the right, and it stayed right the whole time and through for a minor.
So good lead up, like you say, Nick. Tars first inside 50 and dragged a free there through in the back.
So Bradley Stokes now with ball in hand to play on for the Buffaloes. Finds a teammate. Isaac Seaton-Kunoth. That's a dangerous kick. Finds a teammate there in Kevin Moroney. Unable to be taken there by Eldridge. Tars here in numbers. Cooper picks up. That was a great handball. Off here to Clark. Strong in the tackle. Long kick down centre wing. Almost the mark taken. Stokes in. Needs to get rid of the footy. No, he doesn't. He just puts the afterburners on. Lovely kick. Campbell made to work for it here. Into the forward pocket. Just taps it to his advantage. And he'll tap it out of bounds. The professional.
Jamie McCarthy did well there, Heidi, didn't he? Just to sort of worry that ball over the line. You don't want Matty Campbell getting out in space.
That's right, yeah, just one-on-one body work. But I love the wheels here from Stokes. Just took it on with about 4 other Waratahs players trying to chase him down.
And he looked behind and put the afterburners on. Westerberg winning that tap down, no worries. Waratah at ground level through Abe Anchors. Kiranua just gets worried out of it. Buffs looking to get back inside 50. That one's just a bit of an up and under. Eldridge underneath it, gets fist on ball. Super Cooper with some pressure coming around the back. And now Waratah are away on centre wing now. The kick up to half forward. Kev Moroney there for Buffs. Oh, just gets worried out of it there in the end by Maloney. He sits on top of it now. And the ball pops out. Eldridge does well, gets his feet. And the Buffs are away.
Nice bit of ball movement there by the Buffaloes. Surprising to see Sam Godden starting on the bench for Tars, but getting ready at the moment to come on. Ball belted away there. Pendlebury, nice hands to Clark. Another inside 50, low ball to Campbell. Tried to tap it onto Cooper, didn't work. Keeps it in front. Nice throw, not called. Stokes. Buffaloes with players in the clear. That was a wonderful tackle from Matthew Blake. How did Tars manage to get away with that? And how did Buffs get away with the not free?
A bit of karma to come back there because it probably was a throw. But I think the umpire was a bit blindsided.
It was a volleyball style up and under. The kick comes out.
You're kind, Heidi.
Right in the front of the commentary box.
Treat him well, Dom.
Very good, very good.
The kick up to centre wing. That's a nice one. Quick movement here from Waratah. If I can gather it in. Sutton Gets a kick away. Does nicely. Westerberg fires off a handball. Anchors. Awkward handball.
Good.
Does well. Spins out of the tackle. Nice footwork from that man's got something over the top and too easy.
Lovely. He's actually got a free player in the corridor here, which he's going to go to right at the top of the goal square.
And finds Will Collis.
Far too easy.
Yeah, it was a good build-up.
It was, and it was through the handball connect. And when you've got players screaming through, you honour that run. You give it to them. Abe Ankers does a little pirouette around and spots up a target in the 50.
Real ballet style there from Abe Ankers as Will Collis directly in front. Kick on the way. Gets the opener here at TIO Stadium. And Waratah move to 1-1-7. Buffaloes yet to score. We've gone 5 minutes in the first.
Yeah, it's been pretty even though. It's been an even contest back and forth. Buffs have had a few opportunities inside their 50 and probably haven't really made them pay. And now Tars have used their run and carry in order to... There's a pirouette from Abe Ankers. Keeps his feet, hits the target in the pocket. And for that player just to size up and see collars and hit it, not be selfish and try and go for the snap himself. Really good work from Waratah Footy Club.
Love the run and carry, Heidi. That, as you talked about before, the honouring of the handball, the runner, that was so important there. Changing the ruck now. Kirby to replace Westerberg. Up against Archard. Kirby wins it down, receives the handball back. Long bomb inside 50. The fly came from Stokes, goes back in. Good play, backed himself, and a nice kick to finish off with 2. Buffaloes now moving it through the middle. Nice little move there from Lachlan McKenzie. And that's a beautiful kick. In the corridor. Steps around, does Cooper. Will he do it again? He goes with the outside of the right boot. That was just a little bit too fancy and out of bounds on the full.
Probably didn't need to do that. Just size it up, compose footy, hit a target early in the game.
I won't claim him yet.
He's your mate.
Yeah. The kick comes out to big Arnold Kirby. As we said earlier in the piece, had a ripping game the other week. It's like having an extra midfielder, except he's just a massive unit. Goes long with the kick. It's a good kick, good bodywork there from Cossack. Drops the ball in the end. Umpire says play on. It's a kick up to half forward. Kennedy with doing the harassing. He's that big man again. Sutton with quick hands. Nice tackle, pressure coming from behind. And calls that one out of bounds on the full. And Buffs will get another crack at it, Dom.
Yeah, Kirby again in the action. First clearance really straight back into the ruck. Gets the first clearance and gets a handball connect there.
And demonstrating straight away those midfield qualities that Nick was just talking about on the move.
Yeah,
it's a free kick.
You want that from your ruckman. You want athleticism and following up.
Carl Cossack now from centre wing. Up towards McKenzie. Good lead. Dropped the mark. Should have taken it. And then the tackle laid by that man again in Kirby. Isaac Seaton-Kunoth high up and under. Who's going to have a crack at this? Up high there was Abala for the Buffaloes. Waratah composed. Brodie Carroll with kick. And the push. Thought that was fair use of the body there, but the free kick goes to Isaac Seaton-Kunoth. The umpire judged it in the back. Goes sideways with the handball. Long kick. Down towards Dixon. Charge to that bull-chested. Boundary line beats him to it. Another boundary throw in. 55 out. A little bit of ducks and drakes here at the moment, Heidi, with the play.
Yep, cat and mouse for sure. Want to see a couple of players in the 50 here. Got a couple one-on-one and a Waratahs player at the top of the 50.
McKenzie going up against the big man, Kirby Arnold again. He's Cossack getting that one done. Nice tackle, holding the ball. Arnold Kirby takes that advantage. The kick comes in the middle of the ground. Bit of a risky kick. Might work out okay. Nice play there by that player in Madden. Gets a handball away. He's going to get it back into 1-2.
Good play.
Fires a handball over the top. Robbie Turnbull, the kick deep inside 50. It's a goal. Wonderful goal from Robbie Turnbull. It's Waratah's second.
Yeah, once again, you can really see the style of play that Waratahs want to put on here. The showcasing is the run and carry through the middle of the park. Go direct to goals and have a long bomb. And when you've got a kick like that, why not?
Gee. Not much you can say about a kick like that, except that was excellent.
Good finish,
what a kick.
for sure.
There's a crucial moment there. Buffalo's player did not attack the footy.
Yep.
Tars players were attacking the footy, and it just opens it up through that midfield.
Yeah, and that was from about 55 out, that kick.
That'd take me 3 attempts, I reckon, to kick that goal. I'd have to follow the footy up each time.
I'd be able to do it if I was 20 out.
Arnold Kirby up in that ruck again, beats Archard on this occasion. Nice little cheeky handball out to Turnbull. Can he have another crack at it? Doesn't bother. Goes into space. No mark taken. On the charge there for Tars, Cameron Arnold. Buffs trying to settle here. Dylan Gordon taking the mark deep in defence. He's a booming kick. Out wide, this is no exception. Finds Elridge. Elridge goes to play on. That's a sloppy handball. Set up his teammate here in Loudon. Left without the footy. McKenzie tied it up beautifully. Eldridge, a little bit of time and space. Caught him, took him over the boundary line and dropping the ball, said the umpire. Well, the early pressure well and truly coming from the red and whites here. Brodie Carroll, well done. Pops it up the high up and under. No mark taken by Atkinson. Trying to charge through there was Grant. Atkinson did well to pick up. Stokes, his kick smothered. Comes off to Mitch O'Donnell. By hand back to Westerberg, really good in tight. Loudon, punch away. Again, Tars here in numbers. Dinky little kick is good, and just to settle the play down, went to Simpson. Putting the pressure on, but look at the players in the clear here again for Tars. Dylan Collis picks up, drills a pass, and finds Cameron Arnold in the corridor.
Oh, Heidi, that was great build-up from Waratah, but Buffs are just like not taking the pressure that well, are they?
No, they're not. And really, they had plenty of time down here, right under the comms box, and just all that time and space was eaten up through poor handballs, poor decision-making, taking the game on when they really should have just given it, and Tars make them pay. But they're very good at that handball connect. They know exactly where their players are.
Cameron Arnold now with his kick. And he's made no mistake whatsoever with that. So Waratah move on to 3-1-19.
Now,
the Buffaloes yet to score.
Cracking start from Waratah Footy Club, and the energy is electric. You can really see that they're up and about. Clean pick up through the middle of the park here. And again, another ground ball. 2 ground balls in a row. And then spotting up a target in Arnold, who comes straight out. And really, that Buffaloes player is absolutely nowhere near his opposing player there.
Hard to defend a kick like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When you got that sort of lead up and you just do a tick lead back in, very, very difficult.
Back in the middle. Westerberg doing the ruck duties this time around against Archard. Westerberg wins that one down quite easily in the end, gets a handball out. Abe anchors on the right, inside 50 with a nice looking kick. Fire from behind, drop mark. Buffaloes trying to mop up here, but they're under extreme pressure at the moment.
Got to get rid of this.
Nice tackle over the top. Umpire
Got to get rid of it.
Holding the kill.
Definitely drag that in. Very obvious.
Kev Moroney getting it done there, Dom.
Yeah, need to be a bit careful there, Kevin Moroney, and how he gets the footy back. But really nicely done with the tackle. Godden just leapt on it and didn't do much with it. Oh, the fly came from Loudon at the back. He crashed the pack nicely, and Clark, no attempt there to pick that footy up at all. Just let that go across the boundary line.
No intent or urgency. Last week, Clark was really good, used his body really well and aggressive and physical, but just don't look like they want it, Buffs.
The mindset, not quite right here, perhaps. This contest important here. Centre wing. Zach Westerberg just getting rid of McKenzie way too easily there. Ball comes to the front of the pack. Loudon, good. Long kick inside 50. Dixon takes it nicely. Handball missed the target by a mile. Tars now, close to the boundary line. Trying to keep it in. Clark laying the tackle on Jake Sutton. And will be a ball up. 2 metres in from the boundary. 2 runners from Buffs there. Chris Atkinson running through, didn't give it, and then tried to give one straight back to a player, and it just overran it, overcooked it by a mile.
Westerberg gets rid of McKenzie illegally. He's going to get the free kick now, Lockie. So weighing up his options. Doesn't have much on. Waratah's flood back. He's just going to pop it up and hope for the best. Foster circling down there for the Buffs. Uses the body well and takes a great mark. And will line up for Buffs' first goal, a much needed one.
Yeah, one of the Waratah's player actually fell to their knees then. I don't know whether they lost their footing, but it was a perfect, it led for a perfect ball in for that.
Foster couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It's like almost too easy.
It's like winning Tats Lotto today. Brodie Foster. For the Buffs' first goal of the day. Usually a good user and uses it well on this occasion.
Yeah, they needed that one back. Yeah, just to get a bit of momentum back. That arm wrestle was certainly going Tars' way quite significantly in the start of the first quarter, but now Buffs are starting to just get a bit more composed footy, kick in, and probably a little bit lucky there for Foster. That Tars player just losing their footing just at the last minute.
Oscar Madden, just going to ground. So important to keep your feet.
Might have been a little bump from Foster as well. A little bump just gets you off balance and then gives you a free hit at it.
So Brodie Foster, a very good forward, of course, and no surprise in a sense that he's kicked that first goal. Much needed one, as you said, Heidi, for the Buffaloes. Not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. 14 and a half minutes in now to this first quarter. Westerberg up high, wins it down only as far as Max Kennedy. Buffaloes, long kick inside. Foster there, up against Madden again. Foster this time is the one who goes to ground. Could it work for him? Not yet. Tars working it out beautifully there. The kick out. Taken now by the Buffaloes. Again, it goes to Kennedy. Nice little handball to Stokes. Dinks one way, then the other. That is a beautiful kick from Stokes. Didn't he size that up well and hits Kadabala on the chest. So all of a sudden, the Buffaloes with an opportunity to kick 2 goals inside a minute.
Yeah, and Abala was free and you got to honour that lead, but it also took a bit of method around the contest there. Decision-making, handballing through.
So Kadabala spinning that ball furiously. Will kick from about 47 metres, very close to the man on the mark. High, long, straight through the middle for the Buffaloes. They've kicked 2 goals in a row. Waratah remain in the lead, but the Buffaloes creep closer. The margin, 7 points. Waratah 3-1-19. The Darwin Buffaloes 2 straight 12.
I think it was Stokes here that was just waiting at the side of this pack. And he just gets in a perfect position here. Stokes waits and then sizes it up perfectly onto the left. Just a dinky kick like he called Dom into the free Abala.
Yeah, he really pulled that kick at the last minute, didn't he? Lowered the eyes well and hit up that loose target in the inside 50.
Yeah, they're right back in it now, Buffs.
Yeah, those quality players, isn't it good when you see them kicking both sides of the body?
Yep.
And Jared Stokes certainly one of those.
Chris Atkinson in the ruck now for the Buffs. Of course, his team, the Buffettes, just had a nice win in the women's, and then he's straight on the ground. And Pendlebury chasing that one down. Just can't quite get on the end of it. Collis loses his feet. Handball comes backwards. That's a nice kick. Kennedy, centre half back for the Buffaloes.
Been good in the last 5.
Absolutely. Hits up Stokes. Stokes has got Jared Stokes down the line. Nice kick. A nice foil coming over the back. Stays in. Yeah, it still does. Sutton on the left. Long down the line again. Gordon from behind with a punch. Can't quite get there. Hankers. Now the Buffs looking to clean up off half back. Gordon pulling that kick at the last minute. Clark back to Kennedy. Does well, evades a few tackles. It's boots a ball. Foster just trailing behind on this occasion. Madden does well. Chopped off by Cossack. Puts it on the right. Matty Campbell over his head and over the boundary line. And we'll have the ball in.
Yeah, that intercept, I think he had too many options on. Yeah. Over the back there were 3 free Waratahs playing. He kicked it straight to the Buffaloes player. It's funny how it works out sometimes.
Wonderful nerves, the things that they can do. Forward pocket now, boundary throw, and another opportunity here for the Buffaloes. McKenzie gets himself in front. Kirby wins it down. Tars will take it away. That's a lovely kick. Hits the chest of Will Collis. Already kicked a goal in this first quarter. 17 and a half gone. Little pop-up there goes to the champ himself in Timothy Mosquito. Former winner of the Nichols medal. Just sizing up his opportunities in the shade here. The Morris Rioli grandstand goes long down the line. No mark there to Maloney. Good handball over the top, and this has been dangerous for them. Karanua by hand again. Finds Collis. Back to Karanua. Just weaves his way through, and there are players in the clear everywhere here for Tars.
Hey, Bankers, no, didn't use him.
Didn't use Anchors, didn't use Sutton. Still got
he's not
players
happy,
on in Arnold. Now he's going to have to go long here, Collis. Booming long kick.
That's why he didn't use him.
Ignore us. Collis, he knew what he was doing all the way along there. Kicks his second goal of the afternoon. Waratah, what an effort. 4-1-25, leading the Darwin Buffaloes 2 straight 12.
Heidi, we were just about to give him one of the world's biggest bakes, and he just went back and dobbed it.
The old coach killer. Why don't you kick it to the spare? Kick it to the spare. I know, when you can kick like that, why not? But this handball here from A. Bankers over the top, he's really valuable this week. Just to see him in doing all the hard work, especially this handball connect. It must be a game plan of Waratahs. They're not keen to kick unless it's in the inside 50. In here, and Collis just comes back. He had a couple of players screaming through. Sutton was not happy. And the arms out. Here I am. And then he just big booming kick.
So back in the middle. Arnold Kirby, Archer. Archer won that one, although Kirby did in the end. Handball comes out. Collis just worried out of it. Archer does well, jumps on the ball, feeds it out backwards. Collis, he's been busy. Look at this man, the big man, getting the hands over the top. Kiranua on the left. It's up in the air. It's going to hang up there. And it's over the line. Hitting the goal, the behind post, actually.
I can't see who it is. One of the Waratahs players is not happy.
Maloney.
There. Yeah, Maloney.
He
He's in
was
the pocket.
burnt clearly there.
And when you kick the goal and you burn, it's okay. But when you kick it out on the full and you've got a player there, it's probably not so much okay.
Speaking of bakes. Over to you, Dommy.
Not so good. Right forward pocket, that man now up in the ruck just to get rid of a bit of the frustration there. Collis in hard. He's wrapped up in two good tackles there, Stokes and Seaton Kunoff. Ball tossed high again immediately. Archer wins it down. Tars first in for it, and that is A-Bankers. He's wrapped up again. Another good tackle. I'd like to see Buffs first in for the ball here. Don't be going for the tackle. Get in first. Maloney in there again. This time Stokes, look at him. He was in first. Out to Dylan Gordon. Long kick from the big left footer. Out to Cooper. Bit of space. Little bit of time. I'll handball to myself if you don't mind. Sockers it on to his own advantage. Palms it away. Tars here in numbers. Good hands again. Turnover on centre wing. Long kick. Looking for numbers down the field. The jump from Dylan Gordon punches it away towards the boundary. Ball kept in for a moment there by Mitch O'Donnell, but boundary throw in.
Exciting stuff from Buffs. That's what you want to use. Utilise your wingers, utilise your smalls in the run and carry. Just didn't sit for Cooper.
So ball thrown back in. Left attacking forward for the Waratah. They just sorted out here. Cooper just gets worried out of it. Keeps his feet though. Gets tackled to ground now. Gets sat on. Umpire says my ball. We'll throw it up. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Not stuffing around the umpires. Just getting it straight up in the air. I don't mind that. So Blake in his game 100. It's a long kick down the line. Collis. And that one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Some good pressure from both teams, but you're right, Dom. Buffs just need to be first to the footy, have a bit more intent and urgency and want it a bit more, and they'll start to win more possession and be able to dictate the terms. In
the shade here of the Morris Rioli grandstand, good boundary throw in. Kirby up against Archer. Kick came out from Godden. No mark taken. Turnbull in perfect position. Gordon wraps him up, belts him to the ground. He went on with it and went on with it even further. So the free kick here will go to Gordon. He's had an impact in this game. Kicks backwards. Buffs just needing to steady here. Gordon running into good position. Archer by himself, so too Stokes. Kennedy, who's been excellent. That's a dangerous but a very good kick, given that it came off. Kennedy, which way will he go? Back into congestion on this grandstand side. Stokes with the left boot. Looking for Atkinson. He'll go the fly. Comes off hands. And again, Waratahs with numbers. Back of the pack. Nicholas Gooch. The long hack out of that congestion. Little tap. Didn't quite work there for Tars. Comes into the hands of Kiranua. Then into the hands of A-Bankers. The snap. Will it go over the head? No, it doesn't. Still with numbers. 3-1 here, Tars. Arnold. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. Good contest here by the Buffaloes. Working hard. Seaton Kunoth well. High tackle will be called. And the pressure eventually told Tars to take the free and line up for another shot at goal.
Bit of theatrics in that one, I think. But there was certainly a bit of high contact.
Yeah, I would have thought he nearly had his head ripped off.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow, look at the theatre at the end there. Yeah. Bit of drama.
Love
just
the
to make sure that
Sam
umpire definitely saw it.
Made sure that was noticed. Not an easy kick. Goes on the left boot, kicks hard and kicks it a third of the way up the goal post. So a point registers after all of that effort. Waratah move on to 4-2-26, leading the Darwin Buffaloes. 2 straight 12. We've gone 23.5 in this first quarter.
So the right back pocket, Calvin Williams for the Darwin Buffaloes. Doesn't have a lot on. It's a long kick down the line. Pendlebury flies and knocks that one over the line, and they'll look to reset the Buffs, as Ryan Pendlebury says, trying to get some troops down here.
Yeah, 3-1 he was there.
Yeah, not a lot of numbers around the ball. You just feel as though Waratah are just working that little bit harder, Heidi.
Yeah, certainly. Two-way running.
Been a few boundary throw-ins in this position, and As they toss it in, the siren sounds for quarter time here in the elimination final. What a great first quarter, particularly by the Waratah Football Club, and they lead 4-2-26 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 2 straight 12.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Well, it's quarter time here at TIO Stadium, and a fast-paced quarter it was, but it's Tars with the early lead, 4-2-26, leading the Darwin Buffs 2 goals 12.
Second quarter about to get underway here at TIO Stadium. Tars with a handy 14-point lead for 2:26 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 2 straight 12. Goal kickers to quarter time. William Collis with 2, Robert Turnbull with 1, and Cameron Arnold with 1 for the Red and Whites. And for the Buffaloes, Kate Abala and Brodie Foster are their 2 goal kickers. Heidi, Waratah, very impressive, particularly in the first 10 minutes, I think, where they came out with some real intent.
Yeah, they did. The urgency, the effort, the run and carry, all those handball connects were fantastic, and I think it really caught Buffs off guard. They just weren't organised enough to handle the pressure.
Let's see how they go at the start of this second quarter now. Archard wins that one beautifully. A little bit of a contest here in the middle. Ball comes back to Archard. Under pressure here from Anchors. He gathers the footy. Again went to go by hand. Stolen by Loudon. Handball off to Eldridge.
Oh.
Hit hard and high.
Holy, that's dangerous.
Julie.
Hard and high. And there will be a report here on Turnbull. Trainers need to get out to Eldridge here, although he's getting back up to his feet. That's courageous.
And I will say this, Dom, too, I don't want to, endorse any sort of violence or whatever. Not one of the Buffs boys went over to get around his teammate, which is, quite strange.
Yep. I have to say, I'm with you. I was waiting for there to be at least a little bit of remonstration, and there was nothing. I don't know whether that's a positive or a negative, that they're focused on the second quarter. But good to see Timmy Eldridge on his feet. Back up and about. Been a long-term player for the Darwin Buffaloes, and a good one too. Touch that was by Turnbull. Cooper, that's a great pick-up. Handballed away. Lovely handball on the up from Matricardi. And the umpire said it was a throw.
He was away then too.
He was.
Little Super Cooper. So it's Will Collis, left half back, moves it out to centre wing. Nice movement here from Waratah, training drill style. Alex Maloney looks to move it quickly. The kick's a good one. Good courage shown then there from Robbie Turnbull, but they're away through Timmy Eldridge. And this one's cut off. Timmy Mosquito. Waratah, absolute legend. Moves it quickly. Mitch O'Donnell. Hands on over the top. Collis to the tune of Will. To the top of the square, fly from behind. And Max Kennedy looking to clean that one up, although I don't think the handball to the big boy was the best option ever. Waratah again at half back. That's a scrubby kick. Loudon touched off the boot. Super Cooper nearly goes to ground. Blake. Waratah looking to clean things up off half back. Dom.
Westerberg away with it. Anchors now. That's his poorest kick in a season. Socket away by Dion Gordon. I don't think he meant it to go out there either. Brody Carroll and Isaac Seaton-Kunoth on the chase. And the boundary line, the winner on that occasion.
Poorest kick this season or ever from Abe Anchors?
I'll give him this season. I'll give him this season.
Uncharacteristic.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you saw the handball chain through the middle of the park there, getting into Abe. That's clearly a game plan for Waratah Footy Club.
Ball thrown back in. Westerberg winning that tap down. It was Carroll getting thrown to ground. Umpire says play on the kick. Inside attacking 50. Massive fly from behind there from Williams. They're just trying to sort this one out. There's a bit of a scrap on. Umpire says my ball. I'll throw this one up. So deep inside attacking 50 for Waratah. Buffaloes feeling all the pressure at the moment. Westerberg with the tap backwards over the head. The kick, the centering ball. Stokes stands under it, gets wrapped up immediately. Kiranua fires out the quick handball. Westerberg does about a 720. Umpire says play on. Abe Anchors through his hands. It's just popping around, a bit scrappy at the moment. And it's going to come back in through Mitch O'Donnell. So the ball got knocked out of his hand. And Mitch O'Donnell, 60 around from goal. The kick is straight out of bounds on the full. Not the best 3 minutes of footy, Heidi.
No, just hooked that kick. Probably tried to get a bit of distance on it, I'd say.
Pendlebury brings the ball back in. That's not a great kick either. Puts Loudon under pressure. That was caught holding the ball. Not called. Stokes whips away a little handball. They're under pressure here again. Matricardi had it. Got it away to Collinson. He lost it. Cooper again tossed around. Gets a handball away. They're moving it forward somehow here, the Buffaloes. Struggling up towards centre wing. Again, Collinson in the action. Good handball this time. Clears it out towards Clark. Clark goes on the right boot. Good kick up towards Campbell. First one that was actually kicked directly to him. Couldn't get hands to it. This time he does. Kick away. fortuitously perhaps off the side of the boot. Goes to Eldridge, hasn't got the time he thought he had. Just did not see the Tars player coming. Turnover immediate, ball into midfield, goes to Turnbull. Long kick, cut off well there by Stokes. Good mark.
The Tars player might have winded himself in that tackle.
Off the side here now to Archard. Big man. Out towards Loudon. And the boundary line again, the winner.
Heidi, Timmy Eldridge down here where he's had that tackle. It felt like to me he was looking straight at the player, then he turned around and forgot he was there.
I totally agree. It was almost like he was just invisible, that player coming in. It was right in his line of sight and he still didn't get rid of it quick enough. Bizarre.
On the outer side now. You are handy players getting around this contest. Archard works in the front. Westerberg wins that tap down. It's a handball away too. Follows up his own work. Collis, nice smother coming over the top. The ball's in the middle of the ground now. Tom Clark sells some candy to absolutely no one. The kick up to half forward. Matty Campbell stands under it. Super Cooper gets out into some space. Just can't gather it in though. This kick is a dangerous one straight down the middle of the ground. It might work out though. Timmy Mosquito, not the cleanest at ground level. Ball on the deck. Up to half forward. Clark, strong tackle. And a nice kick popping over the top to Atkinson. Had Cooper on over the top, but ignores that. He's going to go back and have a set shot.
Yeah, nice lead-up play there for Buffs. And a bit more urgency and a bit more intent around the ball. Although that middle of the corridor here, we had 3 Waratahs players. I don't know how they didn't win the ball then, but it took a bit of effort and intent from the Buffaloes player to get it into Chris Atkinson. He's now shaping up for goal.
Chris Atkinson from 45 out. What an absolute shank. He'd love to have that one again. Out of bounds on the full.
Big ruckman.
Yeah, it happens.
He's hooked that one.
Gee, Buffs needing to take advantage of a little bit of a swing momentum here. Archard and Kirby. Archard, well done. Just put the nudge on Kirby. Able to take the mark now. Called to play on. Kicks long. Not really to the advantage of Foster. Play on is the call. The ball was touched. Stokes with the footy. Off to Cossack. Off to Cossack is off the side of the boot. Is it out of bounds on the full? Again, no, it's not. So an opportunity again here for the Double Blues.
Yeah, they've got to make it count here. Need to lower their eyes and hit a target. Or if they get an opportunity to have a quick kick, they're going straight at goals. No messing around.
Atkinson looked like he was running off the ground. Runs back into this contest against Kirby. Tars come away with it just too easily. Long bomb out towards centre wing and McGrath. McGrath and Maroney, the 2 number 12s competing for it. And McGrath just professionally over the boundary line, if you don't mind.
But once again, Buffalo's player behind their player, trying to spoil from behind. You get in front and you win a free or you take the mark and you can dictate the terms.
Yeah, not quite happening, is it? 26 plays, 12 out on centre wing, all even here. 7.5 gone in this second quarter.
So Atkinson stayed on the ground. He won that one down. Pendlebury gets a handball over to Stokes. This is great from the Buffaloes in the Foster direction. Nice ball coming over the top. Have a look at that. Some handy footwork from Abala, and he gets another one. A much-needed goal. That's number 2 for that man. And the Buffaloes get that margin back to even less.
Second goal to Abala, and just crumbed really nicely there, rolled around on his right foot. Summed it up beautifully. Bit of bodywork here. Buffs win the clearance. Stokes lowers the eyes, and you see the Buffaloes player in front here. In front, manages to crumb his own ball, run round, kick. That's a great goal from Abala, really. To find goals from there, it's pretty good goal awareness.
Yeah, you're right. A few key moments there. Atkinson used his body beautifully. Pendlebury suddenly in the clear, and Foster got in front.
Yep.
What can the Buffaloes do? They've scratched back a goal. Margin now 8 points. Kennedy put on the pressure in there. Tunnel balls it out. Pendlebury suddenly starting to get a few touches here. They need him, the Double Blues. Cooper on the burst. Boundary line beats them all. Another boundary throw in now. They just need to set up well here again, the Buffaloes.
Yeah, we've got a couple out the back in the corridor here. Not a lot of intent and urgency. Now you can see them pairing off a bit more, and there's some talk and communication.
So ball thrown back in. Arnold Kirby wins that one down, straight to Pendlebury, fires out the handball to Clark, gets wrapped up into tackle, keeps his feet, clever enough to get the handball away. Max Kennedy sticks it on the right, has Foster on, misses that target. And lovely bodywork there from Oscar Madden.
Sutton's free out in the wing here.
And he's away. Sutton in an absolute paddock. Sells a bit of candy. Nice work. Comes inboard. Abe Anchors pops it over the top. Timmy Mosquito working hard off the ball. Gets a kick inside 50. Not the best one. On the left, it's Brody Carroll around the corner, but it's out of bounds on the full.
There were 3 Waratahs players then lining up for that crumb of the ball. Just shows the work rate and the intent and effort to get up the ground and attack as well.
Lachlan McKenzie bringing the ball back into play. Eldridge working really hard. Takes that mark just outside his defensive 50. Seaton Kunoth offers out wide. Eldridge goes long. Down the outer wing. Didn't even reach Foster. Kirby was there. Somehow Foster gets it. Brilliantly done. Puts it out in space for Cooper. Too much space. Out of bounds again. We're playing hug the boundary football.
Yeah, quality player, Foster, and just missed the target there, but not a bad option, really. Kick it to space and you get a reset the top of your 50.
So they're resetting, as you say. Kirby up against Atkinson. Atkinson put the pressure on him last time. Again, shoves the big man out of the way. Tars first to the footy, though. Tackle laid by Kennedy. Gee, Kennedy's been in the action well for Darwin. He's really fighting hard. Find him here again at half forward for the ball up.
So that ball thrown up. The handball gets away. This is nice from the Buffs. Kick inside 50, but chopping it off there again is Oscar Madden. Doing a great job too.
And it's too easy for Tars to get out. Oh, I just say that and he just missed the mark. But it has been too easy on the rebound. They haven't turned around and that two-way running just hasn't been there from Buffs.
So on the outer side, right attacking half forward for the Darwin Buffaloes. Kirby wins that one down. Sutton quickly on the right. The up and under. Nice ball coming over the back from Seaton Smith. Now it's the kick up to half forward. Sutton strong in the mark. Trying to milk the 50. Asked to play on now. Good pressure. Going from behind from Joey Collinson.
It's called a mark. What a mark.
Was that a mark? Oh, no, too high.
It's given it as too high.
I was going to say they're away now. Through Brody Carroll, Abe Anchors. This is dangerous when that man's got a lot of space. Who's on him? Look at that free kick or drop mark. In the end, though, from Maloney. Has enough time to pop it over the top and finds Henry Karanua all on his own.
Also had enough time to just pop it over the top to a free player in the goal square there, so needs to kick this. But nice build-up. When you've got Abe Anchors, like you say, in space, Nick, that's a cardinal sin. You need to have someone much closer to him because he could have given the runner the hands, but then he went the short 45.
And Heidi, Alexander Maloney, one of Tar's key defenders and has been in outstanding form playing forward, just to put that height pressure on.
Henry Karanua, left footer. It's a nice kick.
Good boy.
Straight over the goal umpire's hat. And they extend that lead back out to 14. Waratah 5-2, 32 to Buffalo. 3 goals straight. We've gone 13 minutes here in the second quarter.
Sutton under pressure here, kicks it out on the wing, and I think this was high in the end. But once again, given the handball option, surely Buffs know that is the style of play that they're going to go. They're going to go their hands when they can. Abe Anchors turns around, rolls and go straight into a 45 kick here. And then a chip over the top, and we see a free player in the goal square that he could have gone to, but decided to kick it himself.
Did the Darryl White there, just held the ball up in the air.
That's fine.
Fantastic.
I'll take that one, boys.
32 plays 18. Waratah in the lead. Westerberg beaten forward by Archer, crashing his way through. Mitch O'Donnell did beautifully. Lovely little kick coming out now. No mark taken. Carroll went the handball, not picked up cleanly there by Collis. That's Dylan. Still working their way through. Gordon, he tried to crash his way through. Clark couldn't take it. Dylan Collis went to ground. Karanua taken, dropped the footy, went back in again, couldn't get hold of it. Well done down there to Matricardi. Gets it out towards Abala. Again, Timmy Mosquito in front, just couldn't grab hold of it. Abala on the chase. Let the Tars player get the ball first. He got it, and then he got the free kick for a high tackle. Buffs have to get in front. Again, clear. A-Bankers. Clear. Mitch O'Donnell. Clear in the goal square.
Oh, geez.
Maloney
That's a
takes
training
the
drill.
mark. He's belted over and he will be taken right to the goal line and plays on, kicks the goal. 2 in a row. And they well and truly extend the lead there now. Alexander Maloney kicks his first. More importantly, Waratah, they move on a 6-2-38. The Buffaloes 3 straight 18, 14 gone.
Really poor discipline there from Darwin Buffaloes. To have your fullback with a 2-on-1 situation like that means that there's an overlap and somebody hasn't rolled back into their defensive 50, and it was just too easy. It looked like a training drill. Kick to kick to kick, and then gave away the 50. It was almost a perfect lead up.
And that was not going to be an easy kick at goal.
Nah.
Once he went back on the angle there, that was not easy.
That's
Especially
right.
for a big man. Tell you, we saw it up and down the other end in Atkinson, obviously, Heidi.
That's right. No, made sure of it. Waratah's really got control of this game now.
And they do. They're getting the job done so far. Buffs with a mountain of work to do. Low scoring game. Archard wins the tap down. The free kick's being picked out. And Pendlebury trying to take the advantage. Wasn't really on. So Stokes will have the free kick.
Really love to see Buffaloes here, Nick, just lower their eyes, hit a target.
And he had Clark on, ignored that. Did Jared Stokes, the kick up to half forward. No one flies for the Buffs in the end, although drop mark down there to McCarthy. But enough time to just clear it. Collis with some nice hands. Waratah away here on centre wing. And Dylan Collis around on the left. It's a beautiful kick, and what a mark too.
Good mark.
Got a
From
runner
Sammy
coming
Godden.
through.
This is training drill style, although Stokes does well to get back. Goes to ground, handball on, and that one's over the line.
At least Jared Stokes is halving the contest there with a bit of intent and body pressure. But in the lead up there was absolutely no intent from the Buffs players.
So right attacking forward for Waratah. Boundary umpire signalling he's just going to have an absolute crack here, and it's a good throwing too. Westerberg wins that one down too easy. Mitch O'Donnell off a step, top of the square style. Nice body work there. But running out Stokes. The kick, Matricardi puts a fend on off. Good enough to get the kick away. Has Timmy Aldridge in a bit of room. He'll have Super Cooper over the top. He heads in that direction. Super Cooper puts the afterburners on and he's away. What's he going to do here? Too easy to sidestep the little man. Gets to 50.
Got a runner there.
Doesn't know what to do. Oh, he's ran too far. The umpire says play on though. And disappointing in the end.
Really clean bowl, the task.
Yeah, too many options, young Super Cooper. And that's a bit of a stinker of a kick. Might have been smothered off the boot. Pressure on here, the Waratah. 2-on-1. Blake does all he can. And a trip. Coming back to feet. Now, why didn't they play? Why didn't they just let that goal advantage? Because they've got the... Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm not an
the
umpire.
crowd wants to know as well, Nick.
Yep, I can't answer that question for you, Nick.
Joey Collinson.
Collinson could kick this, actually. He's a very good kicker of footy.
He goes with the short kick. Hasn't really gained much ground. I think it's Maxie Kennedy. Weighing up his options. Winding around. 50 out. The kick to the top of the square. It's going to clear everyone. And that's over the line. And through for a behind.
Look at the flooding, though, there. Waratah's players all dropping back, helping out their defenders.
Opportunity goes begging there for the double Blues. Kennedy with that shot on goal, as we see. And that nice little kick over the top. Gee. And now Waratah. Ball back in the hands here of Godden. Ooh. Almost stolen there. Stokes in the action. Steps one way, then the other. Grabs hold of the footy. Back now to Bradley Stokes. Was a good kick, I thought. Collinson, did he take the mark?
Oh.
Holding?
Gee.
We all went...
Was it holding? Is that what he was doing?
I don't think he called the mark. I thought he called a hold there, but
I thought he paid the mark.
I
Said
thought-
his T-shirt was sweaty and he was trying to loosen it up.
He was airing
I thought the
his shirt.
Waratah defender was about 2 metres behind him, so I didn't know
Yeah,
how,
I don't know how
the
it's
hold
holding.
was
That's what I
happening.
thought.
I don't know either.
It's a bit hot. These T-shirts are sweaty.
Collinson. He is a good kick of the footy, but this is a really, really important kick. Has a crack. Has a shot. Kicks the ball straight through the middle. Great goal, Joey Collinson. Much needed. The double Blues, they stay in touch, believe it or not. 6-2-38. to the Darwin Buffaloes 4-1-25.
Yeah, Collinson desperately needed, like you said, Dom. Stokes out the back to his brother, was it? Stokes to Stokes. And then in here, let's just watch this. I'm not sure what that was.
See, and then he's saying
oh, no,
the
you're
T-shirt.
right. I think you're right. No, I think it was a mark called. I think it was a mark. It wasn't hot.
But the T-shirt's sweaty.
Yeah, there was definitely some airing needed, yes.
Needs the
sure.
Spaghetti. Nah, good goal there. Much needed. Absolutely. We're back in the middle. Archer back in the ruck for the Buffs. Westerberg. Archer doing it down. Beautiful tap to Clark. Bananas it around the corner. But Timmy Mosquito. So reliable off half back. He's playing on young Nathaniel Cooper. Geez, Nathaniel Cooper's got a job at hand if he's Mosquito's lining up on him. The kick. The centre wing. Max Kennedy doesn't even look at the ball. Westerberg holding the ball. Good pressure coming from the big man in Ben Archer. He's played a good game, Ben. He's got players on in the middle. Ignores that through Kennedy. Goes long. Cooper flies from the side. Keeps his feet. Lockie McKenzie does well. Gathers it in. Quick handball to Cooper out of his hands. Joey Collinson spins around on the left. Foster on the one-on-one at the back. Foster!
Fantastic.
Oh,
what a delivery. Pulled the trigger, Collinson, from the top of the 50 there, and they're all getting around him there because that was a fantastic kick to advantage, just over the back, and Foster did all the work. That was a tough mark.
Yeah, good call, Heidi. We see Thomas Clark and Matty Campbell going straight to Collinson. He didn't have a lot of time to think about it. Yep. Wasn't it perfect?
It really was. Wheeled around and just gave it enough air to get over the back.
So Brody Foster from about 30 out, slide angle. Eats these for breakfast, and he absolutely nails that one. And the Buffaloes get 2 in a row, and he gets his second.
Yeah, a little bit against the run of play with Waratah's looking the goods in the first quarter, and now in the second quarter, you see Buffalo's really starting to have some more method around the contest, more representation, and they're using the ball far better.
Here we see that pressure. Cooper again featuring. He's starting to become important, isn't he?
Yep, for sure. The Smalls are going to get into it, and once again has a little bit more impact, another involvement. And you see this left, right, has a look, has a really good look, knows exactly where he's going there. Into a 2-on-1. Foster does the rest. Wow.
And Campbell just showing the little things there. It wasn't much of a shepherd, but it was a shepherd. He got in front. Back in the middle now. Atkinson up high. Pendlebury was a good handball initially, cut off by Tars. They inch it forward. Crashing through was Stokes, so too Anchors. Karanua just popped it into space for Abe Anchors. Good tackle from Seaton Kunoth. Eldridge again got in first and got the free kick. Well done to Eldridge. That's brilliantly done. And he'll take the free kick again. He is showing the way at half-back here, Timmy Eldridge.
When you've got a dangerous player, that's what you do. Sometimes you lack that bit of discipline and you're trying to shut him out.
Tim Eldridge, great courage. Kicks long down the line. Flyers are up. Loudon it was. Kirby, he just put the big fist into it straight over the boundary line. A little bit more urgency here amongst the Double Blues. 22 and a half minutes gone. Danger time here. Normally red time. Darwin Buffaloes are the ones who have kicked the goals. Kirby wins that down easily. Clark should get there first and does. What can he do with the footy? Pulls it in.
Oh, dragged
He's
it.
gone here.
Dragged it.
Noonan right onto it.
I was going to say, Dom, Clark's having a pretty good game, but just drag that one in.
That's a great kick there from Anchors. Comes off hands. Socket off the ground. Stokes. Tars pick up. Ball comes to Kirby. Snap on the right boot. The big man.
Didn't he like it?
Arnold Kirby, he got himself into a wonderful position there. He knew exactly what he was going to do. And most importantly for the Red and Whites, he did it. Another goal on the board. Waratah, they stretch it again. 7-2-44 to the Buffaloes, 5-1-31.
Sprinting back to the middle of the park as well. He's got a pep in his step, that's for damn sure. You see here the free given. Clark drew the ball in and then got done holding the ball. Abe Anchors actually went straight through the hands of the Tars player. And it comes in here off the ground. Not a bad option there. But you see Kirby just rove this contest and loves it. Loves a nice little snap there. Look at the celebration.
Back in the middle. Kirby, straight up in the air, Atkinson. Clark held on to, umpire says play on. Bit of a scrap on. Umpire putting the whistle away. Stokes just puts the wheels on. The afterburners, a kick in the Foster direction in a one-on-one. Does well, knocks at the front. Joey Collinson, banana around the corner. He's through for a behind. Gets that margin back to 2 even goals. 25 gone in the second quarter.
Almost, not quite. Timmy Mosquito brings the ball back into play. Goes to Matthew Blake, the 100-gamer. Out wide now to Madden. Steady build-up, just too easy again, bringing it out to centre wing. Sutton takes the mark. Godden in clear. Carroll on the burst, and he goes to Carroll. Xavier Grant. On half-time, it's a 2-goal ball game. What a game here in the elimination final. Waratah retain their lead, although the Darwin Buffaloes have whittled away 2 points in the course of that second quarter. Tars lead 7-2-44 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 5-2-32.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids. Make school your story. Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Turn every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin', we love our break.
Time with friends and family is always great.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The
Time to kickstart your businesses now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Third quarter action indeed, about to get underway soon. The Waratah Football Club getting themselves back into position. Darwin in their huddle and just breaking away after some last minute instructions there from their coaching staff. What will happen in this second half? All important first 10 minutes, I think, in this third quarter. Dominic McCormack, Nick O'Reilly and Heidi Thompson with you. Heidi, where are we at?
Well, we need some energy from Buffs, and they gave it in the second quarter. They certainly gave us plenty more in intent, effort, energy, all of that in first of the footy. They started to just put the foot off the gas towards the end of that quarter.
So 2 goals the margin here. It was 14 points at quarter time, 12 points to start this third quarter. So the Buffaloes coming from behind. Players taking their position, umpires waiting to make sure that the 6-on-6 is absolutely spot on. Will we see a Buffaloes with intensity? Zach Westerberg lining up against Ben Archard. Westerberg up high, wins that down clearly. Pendlebury first in the race for it, gathers it, little handball up. Jared Stokes, nice touch. Out towards Maroney, missed kick, but he was taken down after the kick. And Eldridge,
pleading
just get the ball and use it well. Pops it up. Jared Stokes running hard, getting himself into position really nicely there. Leading from the front, the captain. He's been good so far. Can get better. Pendlebury need to see the ball in this man's hands if the Double Blues are going to win. That was not a good usage. Max Kennedy went back in and had a second crack at it. Ball picked up by Turnbull, who was good in the first half. Out wide to the goal kicker in William Collis. Kick 2 in the first. That's a lovely kick out wide there to Cameron Arnold. Takes the footy right half forward. Looking to go quickly, pops it up, that's dangerous. Matricardi there, Collis couldn't take the grab, they wrap him up in a tackle. And the umpire says, I will have it. Straight away, Heidi, Taz, use of ball straight into inside 50.
And numbers around the contest as well. They've just got more representation, more options for the handball, and then they can lower their eyes and hit a target, which they just did.
Westerberg again wins it down. Nice little pick up there from Dylan Collis. Stolen though. And the Blues are away, or are they? Fist came in. Nicholas Gooch chases it down close to the boundary. Nice kick up to Maloney. Couldn't take the grab. Kennedy sat upon. Eldridge does well. Takes the ball out, and the boundary umpire right on the spot is a good call as we see Matthew Blake, the 100 gamer, take it. But it will be a boundary throw in on the paint of 50, favouring the red and whites.
Eldridge has been amazing for Buffaloes.
Particularly after the 2 hits he sustained.
Yeah, he had that really heavy hit. Not sure how he was going to recover, but it's just sparked him into action.
Ball thrown back in. Westerberg winning that one down straight to O'Donnell. Umpire circling. And says my ball. We'll do it all again. The quick throw up. Eldridge being held on to. Gets under the tackle. It's a handball away. Good tackle there from Clark. Archer does well, gets it out to Kennedy. The kick in the Mackenzie direction. Nice spoil on. And that one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in right in front of the commentary box on centre wing.
Once again, more representation from Tars into that kick, into a 2-on-1. Surely there's got to be some players around. There's got to be spare players to kick to if you lower your eyes and have a look.
Ball thrown back in. Westerberg and Archer do battle. Not a clear winner there. Quick kick coming out of there from Kennedy. Into space in attacking 50. But Foster caught behind. Can't quite lay the tackle on Madden. Beautiful kick. Finds Mosquito. Right in the middle of the ground. Just holding on to it for now. Goes with the kick. It's a nice one. He's a beautiful user of the ball. Finds McGrath. Spins around, has anchors on over the top. Jeez, this bloke's had plenty of time and space today. It's a bullet-like kick. Drop mark from Arnold. Bit of a scrap on. Handball comes over the top. Buff's looking to clear. Nice crunching tackle. Didn't get into the back. And we'll have a ball up.
So let's get some organisation here for Buffaloes, and there might be an opportunity to get one back here.
Good tackle from Matricardi. Ball one down by Westerberg. Seaton Kunoth in for the tackle on anchors. Ball taken away by Maroney. Bradley Stokes just didn't go for the footy. Dylan Collis did. Got a handball away. Ducked the tackle. Clark Almost had him wrapped up. Ball comes to Kennedy, who's been excellent. Now to Xavier Grant. Tunnel ball. Dylan Collis line ball that. Got it away there again to John Simpson, and a free kick will be paid here to Tars. Collis, and again, just loose men again for Tars, and the mark taken by Mitch O'Donnell. His teammates just saying, go back and steady. So the man on the mark, 40 from goal, just slightly right of centre. But Mitch O'Donnell, an opportunity to put a goal on the board in the first 5 minutes of this all-important third quarter. Kicks from 48. It's a high up and under. He started it slightly right and it stays right. So a point on the scoreboard. 7-3-45. Tars leading the Buffaloes 5-2-32.
Plenty of numbers around this contest here, and Buffalo still can't manage to win the outnumber. So just taking their time, more composure.
So the long kick. It's worked well for McKenzie. Just drops the mark though last second. Comes inboard, risky kick, 3-on-1. The one wins extraordinarily. And that's an average kick. It's going to come straight back in, attacking 50. It's Collis directing traffic. As long with the kick. Average kick to a contest in the end. And the Buffs looking to clear things up. That's a nice releasing kick. They're away here through Kale Cossack. Goes in the Foster direction. Gets it on the half volley. Kennedy on the right. Over everybody's head. Sails through for a wonderful goal. And Maxie Kennedy gets his first for the day. And gets that margin back.
Kennedy working up the ground there and just working the crumb. Foster came out and took it on the half volley. And you watch the lead up here. You've got some Buffaloes player in the clear and needed to go quick, which they did. If you roll and go here, you can use your outnumber or your spare, and you've got a spare right in front of the ball here. That's a great kick. From the 50 metres out off one step. Decent kick.
Credit there to Kelvin Williams, who was the spoiler.
Yep.
Got the spoil and then straight onto it again. Some positive play. So they've had numbers forward of the ball on 2 occasions there. So Kirby up in the ruck against Archard.
Wins his own ball. Love it.
Taps it. Over the footy there was Sutton. Ball comes out though to Stokes. Handball up to Archard. Needs to get it on the move again. He does. Matricardi been in the action early in this third quarter. Long bomb down towards Foster. Madden, however, almost took the mark. He's been good. Being held on to clearly by Foster. And the umpire pays exactly that free kick. Been really impressed with his game this afternoon. He takes that free. Up again to Sutton, another player for Tars who's been very impressive through their defensive lines. Godden on the move, didn't get the handball. Sutton goes long and low and onto the chest there of Kale Cossack. He's a very good player, needs to get himself into the game. Gets it away to Gordon. That's a long kick inside 50. Foster went to fly to no avail. Again, Madden in there. Oscar Madden pops it up. Dion Gordon with ball in hand. Flicks a little handball inside to Isaac Seaton-Kunoff. Boot to ball quickly. And just fumbled exceptionally deliberately over the boundary line there, if you don't mind me saying so.
Beautifully.
Right in front of the umpire.
Exceptionally.
Half gathered it and handballed it over the line.
As deliberate as you'll get, my friends.
Boundary throw-in, very clearly.
Deep in attacking 50 for the Buffaloes. Atkinson, Arnold Kirby wins that one down. Kennedy goes backwards with the kick. Hale Cossack throws on the left. Average kick inside attacking 50. But Waratah with all the time and space. Timmy Mosquito chucks it on the right. Big fly over there, and that one's gone over the line. No, it hasn't stayed in. Now it has. And we'll have a boundary throw in right on centre wing.
Yeah, they're very organised, Waratahs. When the ball's on the ground, they know exactly where they need to be. They just set up that triangle, handball out, and then they go down the line. Pretty simple when you've got the numbers there.
No ball thrown back in. Arnold Kirby just getting rid of his opponent a bit too easy in the end. Error just bowled everyone. They've got players everywhere, Waratahs, although beautiful tackle from Stokes and the follow-up. And the throw's been paid, so wonderful work. That one needs to be called advantage, I would have thought. No, it's coming back. So Moroney Right half back for the Buffs. Chips it over the top. Hung in the air a little bit too long for my liking. Matricardi. So Matricardi goes with a risky-ish kick in the middle of the ground. Loudon. The 3-on-1. Sutton gets held onto. Umpire pays that one. And they're away there. A bit unnecessary in the end. So Sutton will get the free kick right in the middle of the ground. Lockie McKenzie stands the mark. Sutton plays on. They're moving it quickly here, Waratah. As with the kick over to O'Donnell. Good pressure coming from Isaac Seaton-Smith. The kick up. Maloney throws on the right around the corner. Clever kick in the end. I think it's Sammy Godden taking the mark there. Bit too easy in the end.
Yeah, Waratah working up the ground quite nicely there. Hitting their targets, taking the time. Something Buffs probably need to do when they get the ball in hand. Use it more effectively and more efficiently, and then they get shots on goal.
So Sammy Godden. Tight angle. Puts it through for a behind.
Geez, couple of let-offs here.
I thought he had that then too. Couple of let-offs indeed. 8 points is the margin. Dion Gordon with ball in hand. Goes to that favoured left side. 3-on-1, and he picks out the one magnificently. What a kick.
Well, there's got to be numbers somewhere else on the ground.
Yep.
That's what that tells me.
It does indeed. Lockie McKenzie, booming kick down towards Matt Campbell. Used the body nicely. Ball flicked up to Foster. He has to fight 2-on-1. And the boundary line wins. So again, as you say, Heidi, just numbers everywhere.
Yep.
Favouring Waratah.
It indicates to me that the Buffaloes players probably aren't working as hard, especially defensively. But then when they're getting into defence, they're getting stuck back there and they can't attack.
So boundary throw in again. Lockie McKenzie setting himself against Kirby. Loudon trying to get into position. Kirby from the back, taps it away beautifully. Cossack got himself in front, got the footy. Wheels around, inside 50. That's just too easy. Great use of the body. Tars relieved pressure immediately. Eldridge working his way in front. Well done. Got the footy. Does he get it up to... Yeah, he does indeed. Good handball up to Grant. Grant the quick kick up to Cooper. Held his position well. Needs to grab hold of the footy. Tars sit on him. And the umpire says we'll ball it up. Good tackle there too. Well done by Jack Katanak. Stuck to his task. Was a good contest. Ball it up immediately. Kirby up against McKenzie. Cooper, hard in, wants the footy, taken to ground without it. Stokes in hard on the tackle against Godden. Waratah. Tars get the ball away. Moroney under the footy. Good contest with McGrath. Moroney out in front of himself. McGrath just shoves him away, anchors, gets it forward. Now on the chase, Arnold gathers up to anchors, back to Arnold. Sprints away, snaps on goal, through for a goal. Well done by the big man. They stuck to the task and kicked the goal.
Yeah, it was brewing, wasn't it? You could tell they were just peppering at goals there and just too much run. Probably a bit of fitness there as well from Waratah Footy Club, and Buffaloes were out on their feet. Great to keep feet here. Abe Anchor's couple of involvements here, gets the gin, but not only that, follows it up, helps out again, gets the handball back, keeps his feet, and then utilises the runner that's still there.
Well worked kick on goal, wasn't it? Cameron Arnold. He kicks his second. He kicked a goal in the first quarter and now kicks a goal here in this all-important third quarter. So Waratah, they move to 8-4-52. That's their first goal for the third quarter. The Buffaloes 6-2-38.
Back in the middle, Westerberg just couldn't quite grab that one in. Bit of a scrap on right in the middle of the ground. Archard gets tackled. Robbie Turnbull clearing kick. It's a good one out of the hands of Maloney. Buffs looking to scrap backwards. There's a bit of a throw. Yes, it was. Umpire Mark Noonan right on the spot there. Isaac Seaton-Smith. Goes sideways. And that's a bit of a disappointing kick in the end.
That's a real coach killer, that one. Buffs had a fair few players down this wing, the near wing, and kicked it out on the full. Oh no, kicked it out of bounds.
So setting themselves again for the boundary throw-in. Players milling around. Westerberg wins it down. Seaton Kunoth first in the chase. Gotten right with him. And again forcing it over for another boundary throw in that left forward pocket. Good contest here, an important moment. The margin back out to 14 points. It was 14 at quarter time, 12 at half time, and halfway through this third quarter, again it is 14 points. Tossed up high. Archer in front, got it down to Kennedy. Nice hands to Pendlebury, good hands off to Cooper. What does he do next? Goes for a run. Handballs to a stationary target in Matricardi. Got it off to Moroney. Little chislets allowed. And handballs it under pressure. Out of bounds.
Yeah, probably not the right decision there from Cooper. Just needed to get that going long down the line. Hopefully to a contest where they can then create a stoppage a bit further up the ground.
Just put Loudon under a bit of pressure, didn't he, close to that boundary line there?
Yeah. Handballing up to someone who's not moving, not a great option.
Ball thrown back in. Collis inside 50. The nice kick. Put this Buffs defence under pressure again. A bit of a scrap on. Seaton Kurnoth's mop flying around everywhere. And we'll have a ball up.
Just feel like something's going to give here, guys. Like either Buffs are going to have a clear run into their inside 50 or Tars are probably going to kick a goal here.
Westerberg winning the tap down into space. That one's gone over the line and we'll have another stoppage. Stoppage central, Heidi.
Yeah, tired players, I think. There's some tired players out there and sometimes a stoppage is a better option just to reset and give yourself a breather. But like I said, if Buffs can get a wriggle on and do it quickly, they can really transition and get out of trouble.
Westerberg in the ruck contest against Archer. It's stolen away by Anchors. There it is. He's a happy man. That was beautifully worked. The pressure was great. It was coming, as you said, Heidi, and there it is, bang through. So 9-4-58. Waratah, the Darwin Buffaloes, 6-2-38. Back out now to a 20-point margin.
Yeah, only so much pressure you can sustain there, and just a pirouette around there. Gets the ball through. Abe Anchors kicks it. He's been valuable today. He's had a lot of... He has probably not been as damaging as I've seen in games before, but today he's just done the little things, worked around the ground, worked hard defensively, but then been there as that handball option and earned himself a goal as well.
Now, Heidi, Matt Campbell kept camped down there at full forward or forward pocket. To me, they need to get him up around the ball.
Yeah.
A good ball user in the midfield, someone who gives them some calmness and direction. Otherwise, he's going to have a wasted final.
Yeah, even just 5 minutes, a 5-minute spurt just to get him going.
Ball thrown back up in the middle. Westerberg with a clever tap backwards. So they're away through Collis. The kick up to centre half forward is a handy one. Nice fist coming over the top from Gordon. Ball spills to the middle of the ground. Nice tackle coming over the side. Could have been on the ball. Umpires put the whistle away. The big boy in Archer puts on the right. Stokes, Blake. Blake goes back, keeps his feet, does well, Blake. Joey Collinson goes off the deck. Here's Matty Campbell. Just behind his opponent in McCarthy and looking for the deliberate.
Was it? No.
I've seen them paid this year.
I was thinking he was going to call that then.
Yep.
He only had
Watch
eyes
that
for
on the
boundary
replay.
line here.
Beautifully disguised
Matty
again.
Campbell's got the arms out saying,
How about that?
How about it?
Kirby wins it down, goes straight out wide there to William Collis. Mosquito under pressure there from Matt Riccardi. And McGrath there just working his way in front nicely. Long kick to Maloney. He's had a dirty Dave trying to mark the ball. Has Maloney, but he took that one nicely. Good user of the footy.
Geez, they're screaming forward, spare numbers.
Here they come again. And Dylan Collis takes the mark. 45 out.
As well.
Sutton free. He's not the only one. And Will Collis drops a sitter. Kennedy grabs the footy and a free
Eldridge.
kick. Oh, geez. Fortunate.
Shouldn't have done that.
Eldridge, does he?
I think he's reversed it.
No, I don't think so. I think he's going to ask him to bring it back, is he?
Okay.
Just that he was a millimetre to the left.
See what I mean about that? Jeez, it drives me spare. Really drives me spare. That's what my mum said. Nick, you drive me spare? That drives me spare.
He's getting something out here, umpire. I think the umpire might be...
He's just wiping his brow with a tissue. It's a bit of a warm day.
He's
actually...
I think he's reporting it.
He is too. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
What's that? Did I miss something there?
I think for the
Let's have a look here. Here we go.
Well, I can only think of striking from Eldridge.
And then why wasn't it turned over?
Yeah, sure.
Very strange sort of setup. Arnold Kirby around the corner. Here's Super Cooper. He needs to fire up the young man. Puts a nice step on. The up and under kick, though, isn't a good one.
Oh, courage.
And how about that courage from Timmy Mosquito? Stood underneath it. Had Kennedy flying at him at 100 mile an hour. He's sat in the middle of the ground. Oh, he spilled the ball out. Well done from Foster. Advantage played it is this time. Eldridge from 45. Open goal, square goal. And a much needed one. And the Buffs just work their way back into this one.
He's had a cracking game, Eldridge. Deserves that goal. Good work rate, and you earn it back when you get in right up in their grill and put a bit of a tackle on and got caught with the ball. And they played on quickly, even though there were 3 Waratahs players in the forward line there. He backed himself. Love that. Foster, great work. Clean handball into Eldridge and backed himself there with 3 players around him to kick the goal, which he did.
Yeah, good goal.
Brings him back into...
Good kick.
Brings Buffs right back into the mix here.
What can they do here, the Buffaloes? 58 plays 44. Again, back to that 14-point margin. They've had it as low as 7. Archard wins it down nicely. Straight to Clark. Off the left boot. High up and under. Carl Cossack underneath it. Flies. The ball belted away nicely. On the run, Abe Ankus just took that nicely at centre wing. Up towards O'Donnell. Punched away by Isaac Seaton-Kunoff. And again, the boundary line. But one moment you're in your attacking 50, next minute you're at right half forward for the other team.
Yeah, transitioning so quick. When you've got little runners like Abe Anchors, it really does help with the flow of transitioning from your rebound 50.
Well, Abe Anchors just put the absolute afterburners on. I think it was his opponent in Matricati. It sort of seemed like he was jogging behind him. The ball thrown back in. Archard. What's happening here? Holding on.
Free kick to Archard.
He's had a good game, the big man.
Yep.
Up against old Arnold Kirby.
They both have, actually, in their own way. They both have.
It's been a great battle.
Yeah. Both had impact.
As soon as you give the man a rap, sort of a bit of an average kick. Now, what's going on here? That was a mark.
Gee, that clearly bounced then. That was not a mark, and that's why Kirby chased.
Yep. There it goes with the kick to Xavier Grant. Sideway to Tommy Clark.
I don't mind this slow play. They can hit a 45 here. That's not great. That hit Kirby in the back of the head.
Yeah, I thought he got the smother on pretty easy, the big man. It's one of Ricky Nolan's pet hates. Is like go back so they can kick over the man on the mark.
Xavier Grant suffering there from a bit of cramp. Boundary throw in. Archard again working his way in front. Collinson with the quick kick. That was a good one. Carl Cossack took the mark, and that's a great kick up to Matricati. Has to contest, and he does. Plays on quickly. Does he kick the goal? No, he does not. Did not need to play on so quickly. Just rushed it, didn't he?
He almost had too much time on his hands there.
Yep.
He had an option to give the hands. He had an option to just lay it up in the goal square, and he went for broke.
13-point. Here's the deficit here the Buffs are facing. Late in the third quarter. The kick out the Arnold Kirby direction, and he just punches that over the line. And I'll reset, and we'll do it all again.
Matricati's had a good third quarter, comes from the ground. 45 plays, 58, 13 points.
Yeah, game hanging in the balance here right now.
Yeah, red
next
time.
Goal,
what can happen in the next few minutes?
Next goal is crucial.
No ball thrown back in. Archard wins that one down. Tommy Clark just throws it on the left quickly. We'll get another crack at it. Kick inside attacking 50. Oh, beautiful work from Mosquito. Spinning out of trouble there. Just in the blink of an eye is at half back. The kick up to centre half forward. Nice punch coming over the side. Stokes tackled in a beautiful tackle. Xavier Grant in trouble. Umpire circling. Ball spills out now. Here we go. Abe Anchors trying to pick the ball up. Gets the handball away. O'Donnell lowers the eyes, and it's a good kick. Right on the siren. Wowee.
This is going to be a very, very valuable kick, this one. Critical for Waratah's Footy Club to kick it, and if he misses, it just gives Buffs a sniff.
Alex Maloney will kick on the slight angle, about 35 out. It'll be hard for the Buffs to come back from here if he nails this one. Maloney, the kick is sensational. And there you have it. They extend that lead back out to 19.
Yeah, I think they realise how important that kick is. The entire team is around Maloney there.
So Waratah on the three-quarter time siren kick a goal to put them 19 points in front. The biggest lead of the game. Waratah lead 10-4-64 to the Buffaloes 7-3-45.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down. Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now opening at Sharina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
come in and see it.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Dominic McCormack, Nick O'Reilly and Heidi Thompson with you here this afternoon. Players getting into position for the last quarter. What a last quarter it should be. Waratah led by 14 points at quarter time. They led by 12 points at half time. They now lead by 19 points. But I don't think this game's over yet, Heidi.
No, not by any stretch of the imagination. I think Buffaloes are in about second or third gear, and if they reach top speed, then watch out. They kick a couple of goals and they're right back in it.
Yep, I totally agree. They have not been at their best in the first three, but 19 points is not enough. Ball tossed high. Archer up against Westerberg. Westerberg a little tap. Archer to fumble. Abank is diving through. Handball. Found Pendlebury initially. O'Donnell, fantastic. Got it away to Anchors. Anchors a little chip sideways. I'll pay him that. Jeez. Found McGrath. The runners are on here. This is just too easy for Tars. This is not the start that Darwin needed. And the mark taken by John Simpson.
Heidi, you and I both, all the Waratah midfielders screamed forward and all the Buffaloes midfielders were just trailing behind, weren't they?
Yeah, there's a few tired bodies out there that are in the middle of the park, not actively running up at all.
So John Simpson, can he put the proverbial nail in the coffin? I think he can. That's a terrific start. They kicked the last goal of the third quarter on the siren, and John Simpson within a minute kicks the first goal of the last quarter. That lead now 25 points. Waratah 11-4-70, Buffalo 7-3-45.
And you see here the mark taken, and if you look to the left, it's probably not on the screen, but there are a truckload of red jumpers running through. Chooses Simpson running on the right here, and the right option, really, to finish the job. But far too easy. At the start of the fourth quarter, they should be up and about. They should be absolutely locked onto their player.
So we're back in the middle. It's fair to say Buffs need the next one. Westerberg, beautiful tap down. Oh, he's giving away the free kick for throwing the old bacon and egg up straight into Archer. So Archer right in the middle of the ground. On the right. Gets the ball inside 50. Beautiful work from Foster. Just couldn't drag it in. Kennedy with the hands. And now Simpson. Absolutely working like a workhorse. Gordon tapping that one over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw up right on centre wing.
Yeah, unlucky that went over the boundary line because he actually had a couple of players there he could have handballed off to, and Buffs were away. Matty Campbell coming up the ground here, Dom.
Let's see what he can do. Archer up against Westerberg again. Ball one down in the advantage of Turnbull. Campbell in pursuit, so too Kennedy. But again, the boundary line, the winner. Need to reset. Campbell, what can he do? A quarter too late, I reckon, into the midfield. Has hardly seen it, and he's a quality player. He can do a lot with it. Archer got a hand to it. Turnbull takes it, has an airy. Campbell takes it. He couldn't do anything with it there. Eldridge close to the line, didn't take it over. Nice handball from Tars. Maloney did well, but Gordon puts on the pressure nicely and bundles him out over that boundary line again. Just forcing the ball forward here, Tars. Only 3 minutes gone and they hold a 25-point lead already.
Ball thrown back in, right in front of the commentary box. Westerberg uses his muscle. Archer goes off the deck. Hands comes out backwards. Nice tackle there from Cossack. And we'll do it again.
Just eating up some time here. Putting all the pressure back on the Buffaloes footy club.
Archer and Westerberg line up again. We've gone back to back to back boundary throw-ins. Archer on this occasion. Cleans everyone. Beautiful smother there from Timmy Eldridge. Pendlebury with a little heel and toe, little number. They're away, are they? No, not quite. Gordon wrapped up in a tackle, and we'll do it again. Waratah absolutely loving these stoppages, Heidi.
Yep, that's what they want. Time to reset, but also time off the clock. Slows everything down.
Ball tossed high again. Timothy Mosquito just shuffles it toward himself, and I reckon that might have been out of bounds on the full then. Just came off the back of his leg, and well spotted there by the umpires. And Eldridge, another possession for him here this afternoon. Long down the line, Sutton was the only one who really flew for it. Blake takes the footy, steps through Stokes' tackle, little chip. It's a good one for the Buffaloes. Matricati just couldn't take the grab. Handball. Socket forward here by Tars. Foster over the footy. Cossack an opportunity, tried to toe poke it forward. Blake kept over the footy and kept his feet nicely. They run it out well, and there's Sutton again. How good's he been this afternoon?
Except for that kick.
Except for that kick. Kennedy over the footy. Positioned his body really nicely there and takes the free kick for a high tackle. Again, don't even try and take an advantage. It's not going to happen.
No such thing here.
Max Kennedy. Good kick. Stokes by himself just didn't quite go back far enough. Ball comes to his advantage again. Sutton paddled it. Tars will come away with it. Kick up towards Cooper. Didn't take the mark, but has time and space to come back onto it. Little chip goes to Stokes. Too high. Sutton able to impact the contest. Kennedy. Outside of the boot. Foster takes the mark.
Really tough. It was spinning furiously in the air.
It was a deliberate kick too from Kennedy.
Yep.
He put it on the outside of the right boot. Perfectly there for Foster. But, gee, he still had to take it, didn't he?
Yeah, they're the ones that bounce off your chest. They're just coming in so quick.
Brodie Foster. He's kicked 2 goals already, one in the first and one in the second. Can he nail one here in the last quarter? 25 metres out. Gives the goal umpire a little bit of work, but don't worry about that. That's a goal to Brodie Foster. And as we've said a number of times in this game, a much-needed one for the Buffaloes. They hang around.
Desperately needed for the Buffaloes. Keeps them in the game, but they've still got a bit of work to do. Jared Stokes gets the ball to ground here. And then on the outside of the boot, spinning right onto Foster's chest. Yeah, they really, really needed that just to settle the ship. And Matty Campbell, once again, back into the midfield here. Let's see if he can just work some magic. Get the first clearance, get an inside 50, put some pressure back on Tars and see where that takes them.
So back in the middle. Ball thrown back up. Archer winning that one down. Matty Campbell, mid-air style. Super Cooper. Paddles it to himself. Gets the ball now. That's a nice kick into Foster direction. Oh, he spills the mark though. He's got time to gather, or he's been gang tackled and holding the ball. And, well, he should have taken that mark. He usually swallows marks that are a lot more difficult than that.
Bit too casual, you think?
Perhaps. Mackenzie with the punch over the side, and we'll have the boundary throw in.
That's a real let-off. Buffaloes did exactly what they needed to do then. Got on the outside with Cooper, got it to their key forward and spilt it.
They might rue that opportunity. Ball tossed in high. Archer again gets hand to it. Straight to Godden. Boot to ball quickly. Seaton Kunoff underneath it takes the mark. Well done. Moroney sprints to space. Goes to Kennedy but just didn't attack the footy. Sutton did. Comes out wide and looks for and finds Alexander Maloney. Maloney now. Player streaming forward. Goes to the leading forward. Well done. The target. That was really, really good.
Well-weighted kick, Dom.
Yep. And Cameron Arnold, he's kicked 2 goals already. One in the first, one in the third. You could hear him calling, that's mine, and the seas parted for him. The quick reply. Should have been at least an opportunity at the other end, and here it is. The 12-point play. Cameron Arnold. Kick on its way. Looks good off the boot. Shepherded on the line. Mark taken on the line. Well done, Mackenzie. Who would have thought? Takes the grab. Liked his game this afternoon. He's been good, Mackenzie. Plays it out to Stokes, and then Stokes goes back to him quickly. Boot to ball finds Williams. Williams out to Gordon. What can they set up here? The double Blues. Kicks out to Moroney, who had it on the chest and then dropped it over the line. Still some positive play.
Yeah, but skill execution errors like that in a final, it can't happen. It's going to probably be the difference in the end. Because they were away there, take that mark and roll around, kick to space.
On the outer side, ball thrown in. Atkinson, Arnold. So Loudon around on the right. Tom Clark stands underneath it, flicks it on. No one there though. Gooch. Plenty of time and space for that man. Hits up Simpson. So Simpson just weighing up his options. Doesn't have a lot on. Starts to head long and wide. It's a good kick to the big man in Arnold Kirby. Another great game from him. And super impressive. So kicks up to just on 50. And chopping that one off was Gordon. Pulls the trigger straight away. Has Cooper in the middle of the ground. What a kick that was.
Wasn't it?
So Nathaniel Cooper, the boy from Croker. Sells a bit of candy, does the young man. Goes long in the Foster direction. What a kick. He drops another one, Foster. They're spinning out of trouble. Here's Cooper again on Sutton. Could have been high. Umpire says play on. Waratah organised their back six. That one's over the line. What's the umpire going to do here? And deliberate.
Oh, here we go.
About time they called one.
Here we go.
Finally, they've called one. Dom.
Atkinson brings it into Maroney. Can they put on enough pressure here? Maroney up to Campbell. First mark, I think, for the afternoon. Campbell onto the left boot. No mark. Kennedy snaps on goal and through for a behind. Just looking in back play, Campbell looking really ginger. So perhaps not right. He's got the left hamstring strapped too.
It's not right, is he? So the kick comes back out. Atkinson stands underneath it. McKenzie does well with the side step. The kick back in attacking 50. Oh, Waratah, though, drop mark over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, probably should have taken that mark there and then go out the other side. But now it's a stoppage deep in Buffaloes inside 50.
They set again. Buffaloes, can they get an unlikely goal here? Atkinson crashes into Kirby. Tars take first possession. Loudon, gee, we haven't seen much of him. Ball comes out to Collinson. On the left, Cooper, almost. Kirby under pressure. Tap it out wide, looking for Simpson, close to the boundary line. The kick comes, under pressure, and then out over the boundary line again. Good work out there from McKenzie for the Buffaloes. Matricardi on the bench, taking a well-earned rest and some water. 70 plays 52, almost 12 minutes gone in this last quarter.
A ball thrown back in. Atkinson again, Matty Campbell by himself, gets a kick inside attacking 50. Cooper flies from the side. Umpire says play on. There's a Waratah player down there trying to claim the mark. It was Simpson. Heads out wide. Not a lot on. Decides to go long down the line. And that one's over the line. We'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, I think the message has got out there for Tars. If they get the ball in their defensive half, they're going slow. Slow plays on, have a look, go long bomb down the line. If nothing's on.
Atkinson up against Kirby. Kirby wins it down. Stokes takes the footy under pressure from Turnbull. Pendlebury on the up with the handball. Collinson gets a quick kick. Tars, just greater numbers. Gee, they've been good. Great use of the body again. McGrath just clears McKenzie out of the way.
Oof.
Doesn't get the ball before it passes over the boundary line. Good work from the boundary umpire there. But they've been impressive, haven't they, Tars?
They've
just worked harder. It's been the simple things, hasn't it? As usual in finals.
Yep. No, they've deserved a win here. So, I mean, there's still another probably half of this quarter still left. But it's going to be tough now for Buffaloes to get back.
Hey, Bankers fires out that handball as he's done all day beautifully. It's a nice kick to Collis. Just out of his reach. The kick over to Maroney. Has Cooper on over the top. Ignores that. Finds a good target right in the middle of the ground. The kick into space. It's got Cooper out there. If it sits up for him, he could be away. Puts a nice step on, does Cooper. Lowers the eyes. Campbell, not quite. Campbell does well. Creates a contest. Bodies flying everywhere. Buff starting to get a bit more desperate. And a nice tackle from Tommy Clark, saying Mitch O'Donnell over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in 50 around from the Buffs goal.
Yeah, Nick, more urgency from the Buffs players, but have they left their run a little bit too late? I feel like they might have.
14 minutes gone. Ball tossed high in the air. Westerberg wins it down. Again, Tars players in the clear coming away from a contest. Up high, Collis staying down. Stokes keeps the ball in, then drags it in, flicks it close to the boundary. Probably just better taking it over straight off, Heidi.
Yeah, you don't want that sort of pressure when you've got not much happening around the contest. If there was more double blues around there, sure, but he didn't really have the support.
2 or 3 onto one there and made a contest of it.
Ball thrown back in. Westerberg, Archer. Been a great contest. Gordon off a step. Down the line. Joey Collinson has to fly against 2. The 2 win. Sutton. Gordon does well. Uses his body well against Maloney. And there's free kick being given away by McKenzie for holding. And looks like Jay McGrath will take the kick. So he'll kick from about just outside of 50.
What's the distance like here? Has he got the leg? Or is he looking to lay it up? A couple of runners.
Umpire says play on, lowers the eyes. Jeez, that is a beautiful kick. And Robbie Turnbull worked into space well. I watched him lead from the goal square. He just timed it beautifully. There's a bit going on off the ball, by the sounds of it. Umpire John Morrison just trying to calm things down a bit. And you think if he dobs this one, it's all over Red Rover. Currently down by 18 other Buffs. Waratah looking to extend it to 24. Robbie Turnbull on the approach. Nice kick off the boot, just goes right. Handy, Heidi, I love saying this, handy point.
Handy point, yes. Every point is going to count here now. More and more pressure will amount on the Buffs boys.
Dion Gordon crashed after he disposed of it. I tell you what, I reckon the Waratah players come off absolutely second
damage.
Best there. So downfield free, handball off to Archard, kicks long. Buffaloes with the runners here. Cooper needs to get in there and Shepherd. He talked about the Shepherd. He extended the arms but didn't actually do it.
Same deal in the middle of the ground then. When that handball was given, a Shepherd should have been put on to give your player time and space.
So the ball
help out your teammates.
Simply tapped over the line there for an easy reset, and Waratah have handled these stoppages very, very nicely this afternoon. Archard wins that. This time Clark wins a footy. Tars again with players in the clear. Loudon can't get the footy away there from Simpson. Kennedy over the footy. Needs some help. Slaps it backwards. Collinson fakes the handball. Goes across the face of goal. Timothy Mosquito, if it stays in, will be first there. It doesn't stay in. Over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. Time just ticking away here. Almost 18 minutes gone. And the Waratah Footy Club, they lead again by that margin of 19 points, which is game high. In fact, 25 points is game high, so we're 1 goal off that.
Ball thrown back in. Archard wins that one down. Abe anchors there on ground level. Yeah, there's a free kick being paid. What was that for? Did you see that, Dom?
Ball. Yep, hold the ball.
Collinson worked really hard for that footy. I thought he was going to have it initially for being tossed out of the pack without the footy, and then he got a bit agitated and went back in and worked hard for it.
Got rewarded.
Just to get it back to 13. He hurries the kick along, drills the goal. Much needed one for the Buffs. He gets his second. And as I said, gets that margin back to 13. 18 gone in the final quarter.
Can they kick 3 in 5 minutes, Heidi?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. I think they'll need to get into fifth gear here. Oh, there it is. Player coming in. Collinson comes through.
Smart.
Yep.
In fact, it was a Barlow. It was a Barlow who was thrown off the footy. But that was smart.
Yeah.
Collinson laid the tackle, slapped the ball through. And how's the kick? Didn't muck around.
Yeah, well, time is of the essence, isn't it?
Absolutely.
They should be very much aware that they need to get a couple of quick goals here.
Quality player around goal is Joseph Collinson. He's certainly shown that again today. Smart user of the footy. Ball tossed high. Archard beaten forward on this occasion by Westerberg. Godden did well under pressure from Archard and was shoved into. And the umpire did not miss that at all. It's the little things. Buffs had an opportunity there, and that was just ill discipline And Godden, again, just doing the smart play as Tars have done most of this afternoon. Just goes laterally. A-Banker's in the clear. Takes that at half forward. Brings it in again to Godden. Smart play. Fakes the handball. Good touch. Well done. Lovely kick to William Collis. Kicked 2 nice goals in the first quarter. Can he finish off in this last quarter and put this game beyond doubt?
Yeah, I think if he kicks this, definitely they are in the clear. But just that lead-up work from the Waratahs boys there, they just were composed, low play, looked for the options, hit their targets.
Collis now. We know he's got a booming left boot. That's a long, long kick, and that is straight through for a goal. You can see the Waratah crowd. You can hear the Waratah crowd. They're very happy with that. And William Collis, he kicks his third.
Yeah, they've been the better team today, in my opinion. And that goal just really goes to show unselfish play from Anchors. Hits up a target. And then Collis is free here in the forward line by a fair margin from his opponent. Yeah, so the work rate from the Buffaloes defenders needs to go up a notch. Pretty tough, much easier said than done. But in these sort of conditions, Waratahs, I think they've definitely shown that they are a quality team and they are deserving of their final spot.
Umpire Mark Noonan doing the maths, throws the ball up. Nice, beautiful tap from Westerberg over the top. Ball inside attacking 50 at the drop of a hat. Beautiful mark down there from Seaton Kerneth. Looks to move it quickly, goes backwards though. Really needs to get on the attack here, do the Buffs. Stokes going to cop this one. Over the top, drops a mark. Got time though. Look to move this one quickly down the line. And Pendlebury just can't quite get there. Of course, he won the Buffs Best and Fairest over the weekend. Dom, he's had a great season, haven't he?
He has had a great season, although unfortunately for him and his team, Heidi, he really hasn't featured today, has he?
Hasn't fired, no. Few players, Matty Campbell.
Yeah, he's not alone.
There's a few players who just haven't had the impact that you would have expected to see.
Ball thrown back in on the outer wing. Archer just thumps it forward. Gets another crack at it, does the big man. Up to half forward now. Pendlebury fires off a handball. Beautiful one it was too. A Bala around the corner. Which way is it going to bounce? It sits up. Super Cooper. Oh, he just gets shoved out of it too easily in the end. And Waratah will clear from half back.
Nice kick it is too. Down to Collis, who takes the mark nicely at half back. Oh, the Waratah crowd, they're up and about now, cheering everything that happens. Long kick out to Maloney. Been a good battle between he and Gordon this afternoon. Gordon's been terrific. McKenzie, just no awareness. Spillage straight to Maloney. Turnover. Ball coming now towards Cameron Arnold. He's kicked 2 already this afternoon. Kick up to Karanua. On the move. Shares the ball nicely into the goal square. And Brodie Carroll kicks the goal for the Waratah Footy Club. And sends them into next week.
Yeah, a real team goal there from Waratah. Using their spare, their outnumber, just thinking it through and not blazing away. Unselfish play. But look at this chase down tackle here and the numbers around the ball. It's been the story of the day, really. Every time there's been a contest, there's been more red jumpers there. And then a quick kick around the corner and the handball over the top. Unselfish play to Carroll.
Nice work. Carroll been a wonderful servant for the Waratah Footy Club over many years. Deserves that moment.
Are they premiership contenders, Waratahs? What do we think?
Look, anything can happen in finals, that's all I'll say. They're a good team. They've shown that here this afternoon. They've been the better team. Westerberg fighting for it hard at ground level. Slaps it out nicely. O'Donnell clears a path. Collis on the up. Out to Anchors. Can he finish? Can he finish? Long kick, well done, Seaton Kunoth. Punched it away beautifully there from Arnold.
You could really hear the crowd then pause, go, which way is it going to go?
Siren sounds. That's it for the Darwin Buffaloes for season 2020-21. But the Waratah Footy Club, they move into next week and deservedly so. Well done to them. 13-6-84. They have defeated the Darwin Buffaloes 9-4-58.
Full time here at TIO Stadium, and the Tars finals hosted on 13.864, defeating the Darwin Buffaloes 9-4-58. Plenty more footy action here at TIO Stadium this evening in around 15 minutes. St Mary's up against Wanderers in the qualifying final. Game getting underway around 6:45 this evening.